Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Pinecone Farm here in Farming Simulator 19 with me, CWATTYESO. We're still down here on field 20 doing this corn harvesting contract that we started in the last episode. I'm just running around the field, working my way into the middle, about ready to empty in a second or two. The grain cart then will obviously also be full and need to be emptied, and the truck is over there ready, and we'll see how much the truck holds, and then we'll be obviously taking the corn off to the sell point for the farmer, and we'll see how many runs we have to do to complete this contract. It's probably going to be a lot. And it'd be interesting to see how much crop we get left over at the end, which we can then sell and make a bit of bonus money for ourselves, because obviously we could do with some money, because land prices, as we know on this map, are very expensive, and for me to be able to expand my little one field farm at the minute and make some money is going to be very challenging. The difference being, obviously, now I do have the option of leasing land because I've installed the global company mod in the start of the last video, when I had to do the map reset and had to do the save game reset because of the update to the map update. So I could lease fields now, which wouldn't be terrible. Yes, it's going to cost me money going out of the bank all the time, but the way I look at that, it's a kind of a bit like the loan system. You know, if you take a lot of loan, obviously you have to pay, you get your loan interest every night. The way I look at the field leasing system is it's a more expensive loan, because the leasing is a lot more expensive. Yeah, this is at 96%, so this isn't actually going to empty. This isn't going to empty the grain cart, the harvester on this pass. So what we need to do, folks, we need to go empty this first, and then we need to come back, empty the harvester. So basically, the grain cart can hold 2 harvester tanks. So when the harvester fills up twice, the grain cart can empty it, but then the grain cart needs to be emptied. And then we don't know about the truck yet as such. I don't know what the capacity is on that, but we're going to find out. I did park the truck a rather long way away. Probably do with moving the truck. That probably helps, because I can bring it closer then to the field. Right, now we've got the slight issue again. Oh, the joys of the vanilla equipment, where you have to find the exact pixel. Where you have to find the exact pixel to be able to unload your trailer. I think it's just this one trailer. This trailer has always had issues. And I think it's got a very narrow unloading box, and it basically causes problems for anything that you're trying to tip into it. Same with harvesters. Harvesters have a hard time unloading directly into this trailer because the unloading point is so narrow at the front of this trailer. It's like if I was to drive forward now, this would stop unloading. it's also not really the right sort of size, is it? Right. So in fact this is 60% full. I can't actually change the position of that Kinsey that pipe, so I can't change the height of the pipe when I'm unloading. So that's going to be a bit of a problemo. Like I say, the truck. So we're at 60% on the truck, so we're nearly 2/3 capacity on the truck from one grain cart. So we're not going to be able to get 2 full grain carts into the truck and trailer. Makes me wonder if I should have brought my own equipment down. As much fun as it is to lease equipment for some of these contracts, especially if, like I say, this job it wasn't too bad because the shop was quite close to the field, so I've not had to drive the stuff miles and miles and miles across the map. And it gives me a chance to play with some different equipment. And like I say, because of the better contracts mod, we get to actually use DLC equipment for doing the contracts, which is nice. Lovely system there by the mod author. Again, that's something I really hope is in FS22. I really hope in Farming Simulator 22 Giants can work the contract system in such a way that it's able to pull equipment from DLCs and maybe even mods. You know, if a mod is categorized, if they, you know, mods are categorized correctly and tagged correctly, I don't see why that should be a problem. You know, if someone makes a large tractor and tags it appropriately as a large tractor, I don't see why Giants couldn't have a way that the contract system is able to recognise that and put that there as an option, so people could end up leasing mods to do contracts. That would be kind of cool. That is something I would really like in the FS22. I didn't actually check when I took this contract where it needed to be taken to and sold. I will need to do that in obviously a couple of minutes time. After our next 2 harvester empties, we'll have to go off and sell some crops. As part of the contract, the truck will be full. And the reason I'm harvesting the field like this is because purely and simply it always makes sure that I've got the pipe outside the crop. So when I need to empty, I can just drive the tractor to the harvester and I can empty. I haven't got to do any kind of swinging about, crazy manoeuvring or anything like that. I can just bring the tractor straight over, empty the harvester, and then carry on again. So yeah, this is what I've always jokingly referred to as my patented spiral harvesting technique, where I just basically spiral around the field, working my way into the middle, and it always keeps the pipe out of the crop, so you're not going to be doing any crop destruction trying to unload the harvester. And like I say, if I had Follow Me installed and was using Follow Me, I could have the grain cart drive around the field with me, and he would be quite happy. He would probably do his little crazy little donut things at the end of each row here, as I kind of because he would drive past me a little bit, and then I'd confuse him by then suddenly reversing to go down here. But normally Follow Me is pretty good. It sorts itself out, so it would definitely catch me up as I'm going down this row, and then it would drive all the way down beside me. And again, I can't stress again, when it comes to Farming Simulator 22, I hope Giants are listening to the community, to the players, and are finally going to implement such wonderful mods as Follow Me and guidance steering, GPS, into the base game. You know, give us those features in the base game, those tools. You know, players have been calling out for that for the last couple of games now. You know, why aren't these mods in the game out of the gate? You know, and I agree. Follow Me is very useful for single player, for transporting, you know, a convoy of equipment from one place on the map to another, moving all your purchases from the store to a farm, as well as then being able to do things like harvest fields. Certainly from the forage harvesting perspective, it lets the player drive the harvester and have Follow Me do the trailer driving beside you. %, 90%. I'm tempted, I'm very tempted this time when the harvester gets full to go and empty it straight into the truck rather than pull the grain cart all the way around here. Although I might not have an option, because looking at this, I'm going to get full. I'm full. So yeah, we've got one load in there already. This is going to be load number 2. So that truck and trailer is going to be full in a minute when I come back. So we're going to have to go off and find the sell point where the guy wants us to deliver his harvest to. Yeah, there's the pixel, look, for emptying. This trailer is right at the front here. Should have definitely brought a different trailer down. Right, and there's a problem then, because like I say, now that is full. So, this contract, we need to go to animal supplies, which is all the way back through the town. Yeah, 59,000 litres this trailer holds. It's not a massive amount. $72 would have been the sweet spot, because that would have held like 2 full grain carts. There's the basketball court. Come down, shoot some hoops, which you can actually do, although it's not great because obviously Giants physics system does not allow you to really have a good game of, but you can literally stand and throw the ball at the hoop and the ball will go through the hoop. That was one of the things in Farming Simulator 17. It was actually an achievement. It was actually an achievement in the game for you to score a 3-point shot. You had to score on the Goldcrest Valley map. You had to take a basketball and you had to shoot it from, you know, behind the 3-point line, score a basket, and you would unlock an achievement for doing so. I thought that was cool. There was a couple of little hidden things like that in Farming Simulator 17. There was the gold nugget hunt as well on the maps, where you'd have to go around and find 100 gold nuggets. And if you found all 100 gold nuggets, I think it gave you $1 million of in-game money, which you could then use obviously to buy new equipment, buy new land, etc. So it was worthwhile having a hunt round for it. And obviously some mod makers got creative with where they put stuff like that on their maps. Some didn't. I remember the Welker Farms map in FS19. The gold nuggets on that map were just all in one pond. If you went into one of there was like a pond or a lake on the map, and if you walked into that pond or lake, on the bottom of the lake was all like 100 nuggets. So as long as you walked around the lake, you picked them all up in pretty easy going. But I think they did that on purpose. I think they made the map like that on purpose. So that people could start with $1 million straight out the gate and be able to go and buy the big bud tractors. Doing rather well. Oh, this field just seems massive to me. And I'm going to be on this field for quite a long time doing this contract, I reckon. It's going to take me well into the rest of the day. definitely well into the rest of the day. $3,000 litres. And I'm not tempted to hire a worker, which means, again, I could speed this harvesting up. I could go and fetch my own harvester from the farm with the header, bring that down, hire a worker and let him run up and down one edge of the field as I'm going round, and I go up and down another edge of the field, but I'm not tempted to do that. I don't recall. I don't think the class headers were that particularly large, were they? In terms of in-game. You know, in-game functions. I don't recall there being a lot of options. I think the Quasar, the Quasar is still the biggest corn header in the base game. Now, I must admit, I did like that Tribine one that I was using on Eureka Farms at the end of that series, or when I left that series. I thought the Tribine stuff header was pretty good. That was what, 18 metres, an 18 metre wide corn header. That was pretty good. I enjoyed that. That made corn harvesting a lot, and sunflower harvesting a lot quicker. Did fill your harvester up a lot faster though, so you was having to empty constantly when it was taking such a bite out of the field as it was going along. The only downside to that Tribine header was the fact that I don't think the mod maker set it up all that great, because when you handed it over to an AI worker, they were really bad at like going to the edge of the field. They would always miss a patch of crops on each end of the field because they wouldn't quite always go to the edge. I think the AI the distance measuring, when you go into Giants Editor, if you've ever used Giants Editor, there are a couple of points on certain tools and equipment. You have like an AI, you put like AI markers, so that the AI worker basically knows how wide the tool is, where the tool is, and obviously it knows where to start and stop and when it's using certain things. And I just got a funny feeling that on that tri-bind header, the AI markers are probably in the wrong place. They probably needed shifting. Certainly the one which tells it how far in front of the machine it is. It probably could have been doing shifting back, so that the harvester always went a bit beyond the edge of the field, and therefore harvested. The only trouble with that is, of course, now thinking about it, is when you do it that way, it then means it probably doesn't start harvesting properly at the beginning of a field. Although some people say it probably works better if you use the tri-bind header with the tri-bind harvester. It probably then sorts itself out and it works fine. The fact is that I was using that header on a non-tri-bind harvester. I was using it on a John Deere X9, wasn't I? So all the attachment points and everything, the attachment points all probably get thrown out the window when you start using the header with the wrong machinery. When you was harvesting manually, it was perfectly fine. You know, it was no problem harvesting manually. But I noticed when I threw it over to the AI helper, the Giants AI helper, they really didn't do a great job of harvesting fields with it. They'd even mispacked like patches in the middle of the field, and I could never understand how that happened, unless there was like a bit of a hill in the field, and because as the harvester was driving over the hill, the header got above a certain height from the ground and stopped harvesting. That probably explained it. So again, you'd have to come back. You'd have to come back, manually harvest. You'd have to come back manually harvest the mist patch, and you'd probably you would have to do it from a different direction. So I would normally always tackle the patches from the side, and then it would harvest them fine at that point. Again, I noticed there, because I'm not using the fill level warning mod, I didn't get told that the harvester was getting full, and because of the position I'm kind of sat chilling out in today, I can't actually see the speedo in the bottom corner of the screen and the fill level percentage, because my mic arm is in the way. My microphone arm. It's not so much the microphone arm, but the mobile phone holder thing that's on the side of the microphone arm for some strange reason. Don't know why a microphone arm needed to have a mobile phone holder on it, but that is blocking my screen. In fact, actually, if I rotate that mobile phone holder into the vertical position, I can probably see the corner of the screen. I'm guessing it's like designed like that for people who stream and view their stream, their chat on their phone, because then obviously the chat is right next to the microphone. They can see it a lot easier. The only concern I have is with my microphone, we've already discovered that if I have my mobile phone near my microphone, it causes interference. The cellular signal causes interference with the microphone, and you actually hear it. If I get any, like if my phone receives a message or a notification or something, it comes across in the microphone, you hear it. So I don't tend to keep my mobile phone anywhere near my microphone these days. So how am I doing on this contract? I'm at 30%, 31% complete. We're a third of the way there, folks. There's a bunch of fertilising contracts turned up. There is a field 11 sugar beet harvesting to do. Some sunflowers. There's a baling contract for 39,000. Mow the grass, dry it with a tedder, bale it. We might look at that. We might have a look at that in another video. Again, I don't have auto load installed. I don't have any auto loading trailers. So if I do bales, I've got to transport them using the in-game methods only, which could be a challenge. You know, 16 bales at a time to a sell point to do a contract, that could get a little bit grindy. But yeah, it was interesting there. We got the sugar beet harvesting option, and I think that was using some of the Grimmy DLC from the Grimmy DLC. I'm sure that was. Field 4 weeding contract, herbicide spraying. Like I say, we've got 3 fertilising contracts there, which we know are quick to bang out and very quick to do. Having obviously done a couple of fertilising contracts in, I think, episode 5. I think it was, yeah, episode 5. I can't believe my memory's so bad. We're only on episode 7 now, so it shouldn't be too bad, should it? I should be able to remember when I've done stuff. But obviously the whole having to restart the save, reset the map because of Stevie doing the update to the map and releasing an update which forced you to have to start again. It does kind of make you lose track of where you've been and what you've been doing. This contract is definitely going to take me the whole day to do. It ain't going to be quick. But I think we've reached the end of today's episode, folks. We're at the 35-minute marker, round about that point. So thank you everyone for watching today's episode. Hope you've enjoyed it. Sorry it's very slow progress doing these types of contracts, but hopefully when you come back in the next episode I will have made a lot more progress on it. In fact, hopefully by the time you come back for the next episode, I hope I'm actually close to finishing it. I'm probably going to do a bit off camera, I think. Just to get near to the end of the contract completion. So make sure you've dropped a like on the video for me, folks, before you head off. Leave me some comments, you know, it's always fun to read comments on videos. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and you've activated your notification bell to stay up to date whenever I release new content. And I will see you all again right here on Pine Cove Farm very soon. Take care of yourselves, everyone. Stay safe, and I'll see you in the future. Bye-bye.